Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news there was for the week June 5th to June 11th, 2009. There's no movie news this week, so we jump straight into the TV news, where we saw Warner Home Video producing a video advertisement for the upcoming release of Smallville the complete 8th season on DVD and Blu-ray. The Season 8 box set will be available August 25th. The Metropolis Chamber of Commerce announced that it will be holding a groundbreaking ceremony for a statue of Noel Neal at the beginning of the Superman celebration. The groundbreaking ceremony was part of the opening day of the 31st annual Superman celebration in Metropolis, Illinois. Look for further details on this and other events from the Superman celebration at the Superman homepage website. DCU's The Source blog gave us a look at 3 comic book covers by artist Renato Geddes. The cover for Action Comics Annual number 12, Superman Annual number 14, and the Supergirl Annual form a loose triptych image. Superman comic books we reviewed this past week included Superman World of New Krypton number 4, which was reviewed by Ralph Silver, who gave it a 5 out of 5 rating, saying, "This is another great installment in a great series." James Lance took a look back at May 2001 and reviewed Batman Gotham Adventures number 36, in which the Man of Steel teamed up with the Dark Knight. James gave this issue a 5 out of 5 score. Superman comics shipping this week from June 10 include Action Comics number 878, Super Friends number 16, The Flash Rebirth number 3, also available in an alternate cover, Final Crisis Companion trade paperback, Superman Last Son trade paperback, Final Crisis hardcover, and the Christopher Reeve Superman statue. Australian fans in Sydney and Perth will want to get along to the Supernova Pop Culture Expo to see a number of Superman-related celebrities. The Sydney Expo is on June 26 to 28 at the Dome Olympic Park, while the Perth Expo is on July 3rd to July 5th at the Claremont Showgrounds. Yuri Lowenthal, who voiced Superman in the Legion of Superheroes animated series, and Tim Sale, best known as the artist on the Superman for All Seasons comic book miniseries, will both be in attendance. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing story arcs from the 1940 Superman radio series. Come by the site now to check out his review of The Puzzle of the Poisoned Pomegranate, in which Lois and Clark must solve the mysterious death of a doctor. The 5th episode of the From Crisis to Crisis podcast is now available to listen to. This week Michael Bailey and Jeffrey Taylor examine the books that came out with the cover date of March 1987. They are Superman number 3, Adventures of Superman 426, and Action Comics 586, which were all chapters of the Legends crossover that DC published in late 1986, early 1987. So the week of June 5th to June 11th was a pretty quiet week in the world of Superman. Don't forget that the Superman celebration is on in Metropolis, Illinois this weekend, June 11 to June 14. So keep an eye on the Superman homepage for all our coverage. I'm Steve Younis. See you next week.
Sword! You know, that's just one of the things that you have to do sometimes. You have to turn to somebody and go, Sword! Just like you have to go, Veda! Or, you know, like whenever you're going across 84, which is a highway near where I live, there's a town called Wyeth, and you always say, should I stop there? Wyeth! But anyway, Zod in Wonk is rocking my socks. I think as a character, I've never seen Zod realized in the comics that well, and finally he has been. He has a motivation, a consistent drive, a point to his existence. He's not just the guy who shows up and says, kneel before Zod, and then one issue later he's a Russian or something. I've probably railed on this 1,000 times before, but I can't emphasize more how grateful I am to have Zod brought back to the pantheon of Superman enemies. Is pantheon the right word? Well, anyway. I'm eager to see Zod and Lex interact. I'm eager to see Zod and Lane interact, because obviously those are the two guys who are going to be his greatest intellectual adversary. I also am curious to see how Superman is eventually going to either dispose of Zod or be disposed of by Zod as a member of his military. It's just, It's a cool idea, I think. It kind of harks back to that schlocky Superman joins the military and goes destroys the Japanese, you know, except for it actually makes it kind of a conceptual framework that we can relate to in a metaphorical way without it being an oblique indictment of any particular group of people who are at war, because there's parts of Zod that is us, and there's part that are us. There's parts of Zod in us, and there's parts of Superman in us as a military right now and as a world power. Speaking of Americans, because that's my perspective. I don't know. The Empire of Australia, however, Steve will have to speak to. But anyway, Lex Luthor's going to rule there anyway soon. This video's never going to get shown, or I'm going to be shot back and to the left. But anyway, so yeah, really digging Walk, and I hope you guys are too. Bailey Planet is sponsored by Gibbo.